might be.
There'll be an ad.
There could be an ad.
Well, at any rate. Hi, I'm Billy Joe.
And I'm Kevin.
Nora Cakes is over here napping on the floor. Hi,
Not
Nora
for
Cakes.
very long.
Here she comes. Hi, Nora Cakes. Oh.
Oh, here you go.
We hope this works.
We hope this works.
That's right.
Don't knock over our tech gear there, sweetie pie.
Thanks for joining
I
us.
dropped my glasses, now I can't see.
Uh-oh. Now you can't. You need your glasses.
I do.
Go get your
Well.
glasses. Okay. I just want to let you know
She's
that,
sitting on me.
yeah, she is. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Get-
Come on. Oh, come here.
Oh.
There you go.
There
Good
you
girl. Daddy dropped his glasses. In this live stream, we will discuss with you, we have to move. Changes in my health over the last few months. Our best and most creative plans so far for the shop. What about Nora Cakes?
What about Nora Cakes?
What about Nora Cakes? Why Michigan?
Why Michigan?
Why Michigan? And we'll answer your questions and let
Yes.
y'all know what's upcoming. Okay, what we're gonna do next. So.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Oh yeah, huh? She said something.
If you can hear us okay, give us a thumbs up.
Right on. We can see the chat here.
Yep. We have a little rubber ducky on top of the camera, so we
So I
should
will look at you.
focus on the
I
audience.
struggle. I look here. I look there. I look at him. I look at the high.
Right.
I don't know. Here you. Oh, good. Thanks,
Barbara's here.
Grandpa.
Grampy Campy's here.
Nice. Hi, Sandy.
Sandy,
Very
just
good.
down the road.
All right. We have to move.
We have to move.
We got a letter a couple weeks ago from our landlord letting us know they were not going to renew our lease, which runs out in September.
Yep.
So,
We had hoped we would be on they'd offer us another lease, or we can go on a month to month. And this is actually the third lease we've had at this place under two owners. So we were hopeful and planning our finances to be moving possibly in the spring.
yeah, well, that's not my timing, but here we go. So, anything else on that? It's just what it is.
It is what
We're
it
gonna,
is.
I mean, it's a termination of lease. It's not an eviction legally,
Right.
but the results are the same. We still have to move. So,
Sure, and there's,
where are we going to go? How are we going to get there? Right? That's what we're working on.
well, you heard the Michiganer bust part. Where are we going
Yes.
to go? Michigan. It's a big state.
How are we going to get
And
there?
this is only part of it.
Right? So, yeah. We formulated the beginnings of a plan and discussed this at length. We talk about what we needs, what kind of needs we cannot sacrifice.
The shop, honestly, 90% of the work I do is video, and I'm teaching her woodworking, and she's coming along a long way.
You guys are going to love the stuff I'm making, I'm telling you.
I can't,
Oh, you can't see? I thought you were going to do yours.
I don't.
Okay. So, here then, 2 years ago we moved, as many of you know. And, to this house, from the prairie to this very small house.
Right. We kind of let go of our homesteading dream.
Yeah.
We went from 5 acres to urban
Yes.
real quick.
Yeah. We learned a lot while we were doing that. We'd been off grid. We've done that before.
Absolutely.
We all lived out there in the middle of nowhere, building up our homesteading dreams for
Sure.
years, and we learned a lot. Particularly, how to be frugal. That was one of them.
Absolutely, because there was
For sure.
not a lot to go
Oh, you're
around.
funny girl.
I built my shop out of pallets. Was it 12 by 18 shop out of pallets, and then relocated real quick to start with nothing again.
Right on. So, Jesus is Lord, just to answer that real quick. Wyoming is a different kind of place, and yes, we have to move. We've checked. Legal aid says yes, you have to move.
Right.
One of the hardest things about that move 2 years ago for me was giving up my two pit bull sisters,
Sure.
Bailey and Cocoa Puff. I don't know how many of you have seen them, know about them, remember them. I had to make a decision. We were leaving that place, coming to this place, and had to decide, how to do this. We only have one dog here.
Absolutely.
I had the three of them, and we did real well with them. They were so sweet, those girls. And I would sit and I would picture in my head, those two pit bulls who were very, very friendly and very sweet
Absolutely.
and just special dogs. They were special, especially Cocoa Puff. She, and I would just imagine like walking them down the street on leashes and tutus and making friends with everybody because that's who they
Sure,
were,
they were.
And then I thought about Nora Cakes here and how the truth is she needed us more.
Right.
The pit bulls were able to be rehomed much, much easier than this strange dragon dog that we have. And that was hard. I gave that up. That caused me a lot of heartache, actually. That was a tough one.
Right, and starting from a pallet shop that was 12 by 18, literally I spent less than $100 on any new material, and I think that was some 2x4s. Everything else was recycled. Metal roofing, nails were recycled. Everything was recycled. To come here, which was a blessing. It really was.
Yes.
Billy Joe found a job that was going to be supporting us. I could continue on YouTube and on this and woodworking. I had to spend the next 2 to 3 weeks cleaning the entire dungeon out of debris. I'm a recovering alcoholic, 5.5 years sober. There was beer bottles, there was buried beer caps, there was
Stuff. Yeah.
things that are not great for a recovering alcoholic. So I had to first make my place safe, and then Andrew, Bearded Giant, came
It did.
from the other part of the country, 800,000 miles. Something.
800,000 miles. Yeah.
800,000 miles, right? Somewhere
That's
between.
far.
It's a long ways.
Yeah.
To help me
Oh,
build
yeah,
my
it's
first
like-
bench, and then I kept going after that.
And you built that up from scratch, and that was
From
hard. Right?
Scratch,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yep.
We had a moving scare.
Year ago. About a year ago.
We had a moving scare about a year ago,
Yep.
and
They wanted to raise the rent. That was what it was.
Yeah.
And we're like, nope. So,
we pushed back a little bit. We came to a negotiation,
yes, little
and
bit
that's fine.
increase. Yeah.
At that point, 9 months ago, there was word that they wanted to renovate because they initially offered us a 6-month lease, and I said, "How about 9?" And they said, "Okay, well, we want to renovate." So this is really not a surprise to
No,
us.
we were really hoping to be ready to go
We've been working.
when that point came, but that's not how it went.
No, working hard. Very.
Boy, hi, bye. She's
Don't knock.
leaving.
Leave.
Don't knock the camera down.
Come on.
There you go. No, I'm not going. Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
She just wants to
Right
touch.
on.
Okay, fine.
And a year ago we talked about just moving across town.
Sure.
We
found a nice little house that was 2-bedroom, a lot bigger, smaller shop actually, but
Yeah.
a cement floor, and that would have been great.
Except,
I was already behind in work, and my physical limitations, I just couldn't do it fast enough. And one of my major concerns moving was, even if it is across town, I have to shut down everything right now until I can get set back up. And I just spent almost 2 years getting set up in my shop.
yeah.
I spent 3 years getting set up in the pallet shop. It really wasn't an option, and I prayed for help.
Yep, we can't shut down the shop.
No,
I mean,
this is not a we
being
cannot.
behind really sucks, to put it bluntly. It
Right.
sucks to be behind. I understand now. I wasn't quite on the same page with him a year ago when it was
Sure.
a moving scare, but I truly understand now. We can't be out of business in the shop,
No.
So, let's take a brief pause here and
Yeah.
make sure we're caught up with everybody.
Let's talk to people.
You have the mouse if you want to look and make sure we haven't missed anybody. Say hi. That was a little pre-chat. Grandpa Campy, thank you so much for the well wishes. Jesus Lord, please make yourself at home.
Grampy, that's a good suggestion, but a lot of work is
Probably
not.
beyond the capabilities we have.
I've been
Yeah.
just medically disabled for over
Mm-hmm.
5 years, and
I mean, a fixer-upper is one thing.
fixer-upper is
But
one
going
thing.
back to the trailer that we had before, it really isn't an option for us anymore.
Sure.
We can't do that again because we don't have the oomph anymore to pull that together, you know.
Yeah, and by moving here, this actually took a lot of that work away from me.
Yeah.
All I had to do was maintain a little bit of grass, maintain a little bit of
Yeah.
flowers, do some stuff outside, which is very light work. And that's what I was able to do.
Take care of a doggo.
Building benches in my shop, I'm still not done, and I'm 2 years in, you
Right,
know,
yeah.
so not a young man's job. You gotta get down, baby. Come on.
Bye, Nora Cakes.
Come on. You gotta get down.
Don't wanna.
You gotta. You gotta.
Don't
I'm
wanna.
squooshed. My back hurts, baby.
Oh, yeah, he's been having a hard time with his back today. Let's do this here. I
Squooshed.
got this. Squoze. Squoze.
Squoze.
Hi, he's on our way listening.
Howdy. Howdy, Hoffman.
No, Larry's here. Hi, Larry. Oh, Elizabeth. Hi. Yeah, I ain't moving. It'll be alright. Somehow, one way or another, yes. Yeah. Sandy, we are excited about this adventure. We don't know all the answers yet, you know, and that's
Right.
part of the mystery. The hope
Right.
God's got this stuff, you know.
Absolutely. He got us here.
Yeah, absolutely.
When-
Absolutely.
Here 4 or 5 months ago, I'm still praying hard. I needed help. I needed two
Yeah.
hands. And Billy Joe came to me one day. Is there anything I can help you with?
Yeah.
And I lightened up and I grabbed sandpaper and I says, come on. Yes, I can teach you. Thank you.
And he said,
So,
"Oh boy, yeah."
I
That's
said,
what he
"Oh, big."
said.
Oh boy, yeah.
Seriously. And I, you know, found myself, okay, so a few months back, went to the doctor one day, and I've, in the last 5-6 months, have had this domino thing where I've been having things diagnosed finally. You know, it's not that
Sure.
it's a new thing for me. It's just that finally the doctors are saying, oh yeah, you need to get this test done and this, that, and the other thing. And in the last few months, I've had diagnosis of so many things. So, but back up a little bit. Truly, actually, the last couple years, this really started, you know,
Right.
when we all began to go through the 2020 COVID affair, things kind of changed. I remember, like, at that period of time, we did a live stream even,
Yeah.
I think, and talked about how I was diagnosed with diabetes. And I think that was a long time coming, but I hadn't had medical care that was really good.
Sure.
Living in rural Wyoming. That's hard to say.
Rural.
Rural.
How do you guys say it?
Rural. It's hard to say.
Say
Wow.
it with me.
No. So, you know, I started to eat better and
Yeah.
healthier and tried to learn how to exercise more often and stuff. And quit smoking. And then in February of this year, a year later, is when I was diagnosed with a restrictive lung disorder. I have a 22% decrease in my lung capacity. It's very similar to COPD, but that's obstructive, which means you can't get it out. Restrictive is I can't get it in. And then went from there, you know. I have a couple small nodules on my lungs. And we'll take another look at them in about 6 months, see if they're any different. We're monitoring that, you know. I found out at the cardiologist that I had an EKG and found out I had a heart attack, a previous heart attack, a silent heart attack, which is terrifying because one, I didn't know I had it. 2, I don't remember having it. 3, I don't remember recovering from it. I don't know if it could happen again, but the CAT scan of my lungs incidentally showed some cysts on my liver, which we're monitoring. And it could be normal cysts on the liver. It's possible. I had a nurse call me one day in there and tell me that the results of a urine test that I'd done said that I'm at the beginning stages of kidney disease, so that's exciting too. And then my cardiologist finally got around to diagnosing me finally after we did the echo and everything. This is a process of all this. But I have small vessel disease, which means my small vessels are too small. It's microvascular disorder, and it means that I have too small vessels. You know, I'm on meds, and we've been discussing surgery on my legs because they need to get rid of some of those bad vessels to help improve my circulation and the pain that I get in my legs. and recently had an EGD and a colonoscopy, and that was not terrible. Actually, the prep is worse than anything. Didn't find anything terrible there, but I've had this thing in my left side, and I hold it. I hold it for about 5 years now. It's
Yeah.
about 5 years I've been doing this, and it really didn't tell me anything. So we're going to continue to do tests for that. You know, between the arthritis and all the rest of this stuff, my neck and shoulders hurt all the time. I have 5, 6 level pain a lot of the time. I'm tired, overtired. I don't feel good. I hurt. 4 or 5 out of 7 days every week. And that's all new for me, and it's
Sure.
hard. So, um, one day I went home sick from work and didn't go back.
Sure.
And it's been really tough to transition from primary, um,
Earner.
earner
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
not being able to do that anymore. And,
So
phew,
yeah.
yeah,
So
Lori, yeah.
what that really did was she came into the shop, which helped a ton.
I can do some of that, yeah.
Created I had a backlog, and my customers, if you are one of my customers, we sincerely apologize.
Truly. They're behind it.
But we
Some
are
of them have been very gracious about it.
absolutely.
Most of them.
So it helped get caught up, but it didn't help us create a savings to be in a
To move, yeah,
position
now,
to be
so-
able to move.
Not my timing.
So
Yeah. Let's see, is that all I had there? You know, Kevin here, like he said,
Kevin.
he's been medically disabled for 5 years and battling with SSDI, which is kind of like trying to slay a dragon
and a
and
giant,
a giant at the same time, right? Which,
Yeah.
whatever.
which
We'll see how it goes.
we're hopeful,
Battle.
but
Yep.
that hasn't helped at all either in timing.
Right.
And
That timing.
honestly, God, I'm lost. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's okay. It's a good time to check and see how people are doing here.
Absolutely. Is Dave here yet?
I haven't seen a Dave yet. No, where's Dave? Lori, yeah. Kind
Oh,
of pain. Right
yes.
on. I learned something not too long ago that helps me understand it. It's called counting spoons. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that. Some of you maybe. And it was something I'm like, oh, that helps me. I think the gal who invented it, counting spoons, has lupus, which is terrible. I don't think I feel that bad, thankfully.
Right.
But it helps you understand how you can use the energy that you're given it any given day. And when you run out, And so I've learned that. So yeah, I'm working with that still. Working on it. So no Dave yet.
No Dave yet. Sandy, you rock.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you so much, Sandy.
I appreciate that. We
Absolutely.
love you too.
Love you too. So yeah, chronic pain. I have degenerative disc and joint syndrome. I've had it for many, many years. I've had multiple car accidents, but one car accident in particular, I broke 9 ribs, fractured my sternum, badly bruised my hip, and that was a few years after my spinal fusion,
History, yeah.
C567. So, a lot of damage to my body, a lot of aggravating circumstances. The hoops SSDI wants you to run through and answer the questions a certain
yeah.
way. We've been through a few denial stages, 2 claims total. I'm in the second claim right now. Right towards the end, after a denial, after reconsideration, after a denial, after an administrative law judge phase, that's where we're at right now. We have less than 6 weeks, and we can't live here.
Right, we're working on this stuff. Yeah, like Lori, I feel you. I want to talk. I really recognize that high pain tolerance, which can be so self-destructive. I don't know how to not push 150% at anything that I do. So I did that in every job that I've ever had. Physically, emotionally, mentally, giving everything that I had to that. And It takes me all day, every day now to get through taking care of myself, feeding us, doing a little bit of stuff around here, you know. It's terrible, and I feel bad for anybody that has it.
Absolutely.
Yep, so. Hi, Michigan Daffodil. Thank you
Hey,
for coming,
there
darling.
she is.
Yeah.
She's been around for a couple
Yes.
years.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that's where we're at with things. But, you know, honestly, we are very creative, intelligent, and resourceful people. And
We've come up with this so far.
so far, yeah, this is what we've come up with. Our imperative is to not be out of business.
The money we do make is through video and through some woodworking. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the shop is an absolute imperative. When we had that moving scare,
Yep.
I was not at all positive that we could move from this side of town to that side of town
Be out of business that long.
without being out of business that long. And every dime that was being generated during that time was honestly helping us buy ramen noodles.
Absolutely, right? Yeah.
So I have to keep the shop,
Right.
and I have to seamlessly integrate the shop as quickly as I possibly can.
That leads us to
That leads us to
we should be able to buy an enclosed trailer. I really believe that that's attainable. Not to move in
no
for a
mobile
little
shops.
shop.
I
I really
can't.
think we can.
I can't. We can't load all our possessions up in a trailer and a U-Haul, move it somewhere. My mother turned 75 yesterday. Hi, Mom, if you're watching later. I'll send her the link.
Yeah.
I need to be there with her. Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, you've probably, if you've seen our community posts,
Excuse me.
you've seen the title on this video,
Michigan or bust.
Michigan or Bust.
So we do have a plan for that, at least. You know, we need to make enough money, and I really believe we're close to being able to attain that for a mobile trailer, so we can get back into business ASAP, or even better yet, stay in business.
Yes.
So,
Again, part of my work is, well, most of my work is video. So I need to have a shop that has spinning saw blades and sandpaper the next minute in
right?
a way.
Yeah.
An enclosed trailer, possibly 18 feet max.
We're hunting.
Hunting, if you guys have resources, if you guys have, thoughts
Yep.
on where to find a very affordable
Used. Yep.
that's where we start. I have a friend in town that can help me starting about September 3rd, help me build in the trailer, which is it's going to be a pretty creative system. I've seen some things on YouTube. It's very interesting. I've spent a lot of time looking at mobile workshops. That's pretty cool.
So anybody in here that has designed a mobile trailer, maybe get in touch with him, give him some
Absolutely.
pointers. Because I'm like in the shower today thinking about, where does the table saw go? How do you do that? Because it's 4 foot wide. That's 7 foot wide. How does that work?
How does that work?
Maybe there's
Absolutely.
somebody that can help with that a little bit out there, right?
It's got to be creative, but that all becomes video content.
Yes,
so
that's
that
true.
all keeps me in
Part
business.
of the adventure is building it.
Part of the adventure is building it.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I have a lot of material here that could be used to build it in. I've already downsized some of my tools. I've sold my floor drill press because I have a small drill press.
Yeah. There's a miter saw listed for sale right now.
Miter saw listed for sale right now that
Yep.
Big Wave Dave would probably holler at me because
Yeah,
he loves
well.
his miter saw. Well, how dare you get rid of your miter saw?
Right. Well, what we learned last year when we had the moving scare was when we thought, we can't be out of business.
No.
If we're out of business too long, we fail. And that provides a fantastic solution. One, between us, it would be hard to move all of the stuff from the basement into a trailer or something
Right.
all at one push. I don't know if we could physically
No.
achieve that.
No.
And this is a much more gradual process. I think we need to be a setup in this, starting to build it about the first week of September, I hope. But I really think that is a fantastic answer for that.
Absolutely. And I even made graphics.
We do have graphics.
We have graphics.
right? There it goes. That's one of these. Yeah, Michigan. So, yeah. Let's look at comments again. Kevin can draw.
You know that's exciting.
That is exciting.
The epic collab between MS and
Absolutely.
HTW.
Yep. Let's see what we got. Nathan, I am so sorry to hear that
Where's
you guys
Nathan?
are struggling right there. It's
Yes.
hard, yeah. It's hard, yeah. And I think it's tough all over. I think when COVID hit, kind of our woodworking
Oh,
too.
man.
So, you know, sales just in general. Let's see. Michigan, your mom is what in the general area?
Oh, she's just a titch southwest of Lansing, Michigan Daffodil. A titch. About that far. On the map.
Yeah, around there.
30 miles or so. My oldest son is married a little over a year now, and they live, oh, just a titch, well, about 2 titches northwest.
Two titches.
Northwest of Lansing.
titches.
Yeah, 2 titches. So use your conversion calculator on the titches, add some Celsius
I don't
marks.
know how far that is. It's okay. I kind of do. I see the map. And yes, Grandpa Campy, he showed me on his hand about where you live.
Yeah, Grandpa
Yeah.
Campy lives, I got it for the camp.
Where the thing is, right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
Grandpa
learn
Campy
this.
lives up in here somewhere.
Yeah. So, let's see. Anything else there? Hi, Southern Nona. Thanks for coming to visit.
Yeah, Aeronaut County. Yep.
Right on, yeah. And let's see. Where we at?
Yeah, where are we at? We made
Oh,
notes, guys.
we
had
did
to
kind of.
make
There's a
notes.
lot of stuff. I didn't want to forget anything. So, I'm gonna tell you what. I would love for us to be able to make enough money to
Thank you, Elizabeth.
purchase a used, modest house on wheels.
Yeah.
That smooths the transition for me immensely as well, okay? Nora says, when she talks to me, you guys know that she dreams of a small RV or Winnebago or even a van, so that she said she needs one because she does like to go with us when we go places, but she's really not comfortable. She gets antsy in the truck. She doesn't like riding in the truck. And she says, I need a couch. So, you know, that's my big dream there. Nora dreams of a small RV, a small used RV, so she doesn't have to travel 2,000 miles at my feet in either a U-Haul or a truck. I would love to see that happen. I could pack from the house to the little house on wheels, and that's the path I'd certainly like
Sure.
the Lord to take me down. Anyway, it answers the need for where I'm gonna live,
Right.
and I haven't found any other answers yet to where are we going when we get there. It's hard to decipher a living situation from 2,000 miles away.
1,200.
1,200. What'd you say before? 180,000? Something. Might as well be.
800 on 1,000.
800,000. Yeah. I
But
see
still-
the possibility.
But still, how would you? You have to qualify to rent someplace.
Right? Yeah. How do you even?
You have to have
I don't know
that
how to
certain
do that
amount of
yet.
income level to rent someplace. How can you see a place 1,200 miles away?
Right.
So how can you,
I don't know.
that
It was
really takes that
hard
out of
enough
it.
for me to think about moving across town a year ago.
Sure.
The timing of it and the everything of it, you know, it's just like, oh, it makes my eyes cross a little bit. Then I remember that. Yeah, okay. So this wasn't our timing, but it's still what we want. It's just not our timing.
I'll tell you about a dream we had. A lucid dream. We're sitting here talking about it 6-7 months ago. We're building this dream of, when we're ready to move to Michigan,
How does this work?
how does this work? How do we get there? What's the best way?
Yeah.
We've traveled across country in a U-Haul, towing a trailer, but you don't have a place to live when you get there.
Right.
Okay, and we know what it costs to rent a U-Haul and a trailer to, get there. So that would almost come out in the wash in some of our logistics of our plan there. But we were creating this dream and what content we could produce and what blogs we could write and how this was really going to develop. About a week ago, were talking about the exact same thing, and
Yeah.
it clicked. Oh, we were dreaming of this moment
We
6 months ago.
and that was wild.
And when we have the anxiety and the stress of Social Security and all this stuff, we feel like we're totally in the wrong place and something horrible's happened
But
to
we
us.
know we're in the right place.
But that's the dream we actually created, and now we're living in this. So really, it's an exciting time for us.
Yeah, it's just
It's
unknown.
it's unknown.
Yeah.
Now, it would be different if SSDI was different, and we had some. We could take a vacation in Michigan to go find a place to live, possibly, because we would have that on paper income to do that. And this, I rambled, sir.
You kind of went away with it, but that's okay. Where was I? I was kind of like,
Hey,
I don't know
James.
exactly. The housing situation will be what it is when we get there. I can see the possibility that it's this the way this is gonna go. That we'll hook the mobile shop, which is really very attainable, almost within reach right now,
Yeah.
to my poor old limping pickup truck that could possibly maybe get us there. But then what?
Right.
Do we have any new comments? Anybody? James is here. Hi,
Yeah.
James.
When you dream big.
Yeah, we
The Lord
do.
likes to do things in a big way. Yes,
That's
Lori?
right.
Absolutely.
And I love that about him. In fact,
I'm sorry, what did I miss? Put my glasses back on.
yes, Elizabeth says, disability is hard. Yes, God will get us through it.
Yeah.
Lori said, when you dream big, dream big, the Lord likes to do things in a big way, which we've seen before. We know that.
Right.
So, when I think about that, it is in our timing, but I have noticed that God's timing is elegant in retrospect. And I keep wondering. I just, I'll see that when this is done.
Hey, there's Brian.
Oh, hi, Brian. Hi, Prendy. Brian Prendy. How are you? When this is done, sometimes I just look up and I say, smile and nod and say, God, I think on the other side of this, I'm going to see how elegant your timing was and how this worked out. So, somehow. Um, I'm going to tell you guys this.
Yes,
One of my big dream. Ooh, yeah, the big one.
See, this is your channel.
I know it is, and I do it all the
You
talking. I
legalize
just run this
this.
there. You just add what you want to here, right? My big dream, because I've been to Michigan,
True.
right? And so I've had this dream for a while now. I would love to live on a lake in an efficient house on a lake in Michigan. There can be some sugar maple trees. There can be some dogwoods too if you want to, but
Sure.
it's the lake, it's the water. Every time I think about it, I get a smile on my face, I can see that in my future so much as I can contemplate the future.
I was
It's
hanging
possible.
I was hanging out fishing on the Grand River, going through west side of Lansing when I was old enough to go a mile away from the house on my bicycle. So my solitude and peace came from fishing for carp and smallmouth bass on the Grand River, and a couple little ponds around there. And when my driver's license came, I was finding lakes. That's where I was going. So I think in part I somehow pseudo created this dream of hers that she wants to live on a lake, but it suits me just great. I would love that someday. But we have to work up to that, and we don't know when that happens. But we know that part of this dream we've created is to get from here to there.
Yeah.
Timing isn't right,
Yep.
but we've been building this community of awesome folks that you guys helped us get here. If you remember,
A couple years ago.
it was really hard for us. We made our video announcing that we had to move. You guys saw that a few days ago. That was a high work, high level, 3 day project, and actually quite emotional. Looking back at the happiness that we were presenting 2 years ago from a situation that it's like we hit the lottery, guys.
Yep.
Okay. This, what we're in right now, is just another level up.
I
This
think
is
so
not
too.
a desperation move.
That's
This
right.
is, here we are, let's go.
Yeah, God knows about my wish to live on a lake in Michigan, and I don't think we're there yet.
No,
But maybe not as far as you might think, and this surely gets us
sure,
closer to that.
sure.
Living in Gillette for the last couple years, it has never felt like this is where I was going to be forever. It was like temporary, like stepping stones. That's how it's felt, right? Yeah.
Right. We've really never liked renting.
Hmm.
Uh,
That's all right.
I've,
But I've really never been in a position to buy either, so.
no,
Yeah.
I've held mortgages on 2 other houses many, many years ago when I was married. And that's a completely different feeling.
Yeah.
So we're always at that mercy, and we hope that it's been so smoky out here.
Oh, it's
We've
terrible.
had,
The allergies, whoa.
I think we had a half inch of rain this year,
Yep.
maybe. Sandy might be able to confirm that.
It's terrible here this
terrible.
time of year.
Absolutely
The
terrible.
smoke is everywhere. Pollen alert every day.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. So Gillette, and
Thanks, Sandy.
it's an interesting place to live. It's expensive to live here. When we scored a house for this much money, it's a small house. This is a very small house.
500 and
Just under $600 when we moved in, or right
Right.
at 600.
right,
And
but 500 square
that's
feet.
right. Yeah. So like, really, the most affordable thing you can find here, and I really think that. Well, he thinks that when we move out, they're gonna
Spritz up
spritz
to
it up, and
double the rent.
yeah, I think they're gonna make it a parking lot because it's kind of ish. But we'll see.
Pay attention to some of my making sawdust
Yeah.
videos, and you might see some ish in the foundation.
Possible, right? Yeah.
So
I know I pray every day for God to make my path clear, and apparently, a change of scenery is in order. Okay.
yeah,
We've been dreaming about this for a long time. Kevin's always been gonna go back. He wants to hang out with his mom.
yeah. I I promised my father on his deathbed 7 years ago
Yeah.
that I would take care of my mother. I haven't been there in over 5 years, and that's been all due to my actions. I'm a free man now. Let's say that. I spent the last 5.5 years getting sober, and I've been off felony probation for DUI for about 6 months. I haven't been able to go back, and now I have the opportunity. So, if any of you are wondering why we wouldn't just move to Gillette, I'm sorry,
Stay here, right?
I've
Yeah.
got to go back.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Billy Joe wants grandkids. My oldest son, is married, a little over 2 years, lives a little ways away from my mother, so somewhere in between would be awesome.
Yeah.
She deserves great grandkids.
Be great.
I'm
Would
a-
be a fantastic grandmother.
I am a fantastic person now, so I deserve grandkids too. I wasn't a fantastic person then. Okay?
Would have been a great grandmother then too. Hey, just saying.
So, grandkids.
Yeah.
My youngest son,
He's still mad.
he's still mad. Been estranged for almost 11 years.
But you've been working really hard on your relationship with your oldest.
Absolutely. So,
And that's
yes,
good. That's good.
We're,
Yeah.
he actually likes who his dad is.
That's right.
And I never thought he would say that.
Yep. Should we check comments?
We should.
Okay, let's see where we're at there. That was kind of heavy there, baby.
Sorry, guys. Oh, there we go.
That's okay. And it went away. That's okay.
My phone went away.
It dies.
You
It
talk,
does.
I'll read.
What we got? Let's go up a little bit further. Let's keep going.
Oh, wow.
A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. A little bit more. Let me see where we landed.
Brian says, be careful what you ask for.
It's true. We thought that.
Yeah.
Careful what you dream of. You just might get it.
And thank you, Brian. Our blocks, actually, they're kind of over here. We have a few of them. He says they're beautiful.
Shuffle, end greens.
Elizabeth, moving 20 minutes and dreading that. Absolutely.
Oh, I feel you.
But that, Elizabeth, that's also a really hilly road in Ohio and VA right there. It's so that 20 minutes away might only have been a little ways. You got to go uphill and downhill and uphill and downhill. It's really mountainous there, getting there.
You're gonna drive around some lakes today, Michigan Daffodil.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna look for some sales.
Okay.
Right on.
That's awesome.
Let us know what you
Yeah.
find there. See anything, any situations, let us know.
If you have
Absolutely.
any creative financing options, you let us know too.
Yeah, well, Southern Illinois. We're in Wyoming right now.
Yeah.
Gillette, Wyoming. It's like, yes, expensive everywhere.
Definitely, it's going jeeping.
Yep.
All right, there's VG.
Hey, VG, how you doing? Bye, Michigan Daffodil.
Still have 17 people here.
And
last I
James,
checked.
yeah, you know, everybody has something going on in their families as long as, and he's making progress and
Right,
it's getting better. So,
right.
you know, I'm ready. I look forward to the adventure. I really do. The change, the different, you know, I've always dreamed about driving cross country and finding places with people who are interested in having a conversation. Yeah. I write, and I can write anywhere. And as long as we have a mobile shop, I love woodworking. So
We don't build
we
dining
need
room.
to do that.
We
Yeah.
don't build dining room tables either. So
Yeah.
it's cutting boards and bowls and a lot of the content I produce really is tips and tricks and kind of educational content that doesn't require building a dining room table. So I can record video in a shop that's not rolling down the road, of course.
Right, yeah. Perk it, do something. That's cool,
Sure.
man. That's really creative.
And
And I think it'll work, yeah.
I think it'll work.
So,
We were able to repair a 50-foot long tin can to last us through a couple winters.
with some
and
creativity, yeah.
with some creativity.
Indoor rain collection.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. You know, I'm not attached to this town, G town. So I'm like, let's do this. I don't know how it happens yet. I don't know how this goes. But that's okay.
Right.
You know, we're going to do it.
The one thing we know how to do is create content.
Yes.
And we know that there's going to be a lot of that coming up.
Right.
And that is one actionable step that we can do
Yeah, that's what we can
that,
control.
that
Yep.
swings our pocketbook a teeny bit. We have woodworking that we can do, surely within our physical limitations, within what we have in stock,
Yeah.
and with what we have,
Yep.
there.
I'm going to keep plugging through as much wood as I can the next 5.5 weeks as we transfer, hopefully, the shop to the mobile shop. You know,
We have
all kinds of
3
projects.
customer orders yet to fulfill, but we've been blessed that you've been down in the shop for the last 4 months because it would have been far beyond that.
Right.
And we wouldn't have been in a position to move. So we look at that as a good thing too. We're almost caught up completely with our woodworking
Yes.
orders.
Which seems very timely. Remember, God's timing is elegant.
Right.
It's exactly the time they'll be finished up is when we have to move.
Absolutely.
It's crazy. So, that's where we are.
Correct.
I'm going to check comments here again real quick. And if you guys have any other questions, we are open to answering whatever you got
Absolutely.
going on there. Um, VG is moving too, right? I believe. Lori, that's an interesting. You know what? that's usually how I do things. Actually, don't label the boxes.
Yay!
Who's got time for that? I don't care where it is now. I'm gonna go through them one by one and find out what I got. You know, I'm actually really downsizing a lot for this because one way or the other, if I have my wish, my dreams fulfilled, we'll have a very small RV to move in, which means taking a lot of my stuff and getting rid of it. This time, when I say my stuff, I mean upstairs.
Sure.
You know, I have too many books, too many clothes, too much kitchen stuff, y'all. And so I'm gonna do some live streams, and we're gonna play Keep, Sell, Toss, where you decide some of this stuff for me, and that'll be interesting.
Absolutely.
You know,
Keep, Sell, Toss.
Keep, Sell, Toss. That's a good game to play.
I,
But one way or the other, I have to downsize.
yeah.
One way or the other.
And on the other side, on the making sawdust side, I have to do the same thing. So I just produced a little short video yesterday that was basically what is my lumber inventory. Today, after I get off this, I'm going to produce a video that is how to assess my lumber inventory. What can I use out of it? What do I need to keep? What can I sell? What, all those questions.
Mm-hmm.
And hooey.
Brian, yeah, he's got a lot of gear to move. I'm gonna remind you guys, 2 years ago when we moved here, we had a friend's horse trailer and my pickup truck, and it took us 3 horse trailer loads to get all of his stuff here. And we can't do that again. That's why
No.
we have to do this lumber liquidation.
Really?
He's gonna sell some board feet, yes.
Yeah.
But I'm also fervently making signs. You're gonna love these signs.
So we have to be able to hold back some material too.
We
And
need some to work with, yep.
that's part of the
Yeah.
delivery of my video that I want.
Yeah.
Is how to assess that, how to know what to keep, how to know what to sell.
Yeah.
What is valuable later, what's valuable now.
It's a lot of thinking. It's
Things like
exhausting a little bit.
And really, one of the first phases of this plan is I'm in my computer program designing a trailer, the footprint of a, let's say, an 18 by 7 enclosed trailer. How will I arrange the tools that I need and keep in such a way that's still workable? How do I create creative storage solutions for the things I need, all my maker parts, nuts, bolts, fasteners, you know, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Maker
All
parts,
that stuff.
all that stuff.
All that stuff, yes.
So the
A lot of gear.
logistics, I have to figure out. That's going to help me figure out
He
what I
has
need.
inventory. If you guys remember this too, he's not a hoarder.
I'm not a hoarder.
He has inventory.
Inventory.
But how many hammers do you have?
I didn't say I was an inventory specialist.
How
I
many
know
hammers
how
do
many
you need?
hammers.
How many
question.
table saws do you have?
4.
4. How many table saws do you need? Yeah.
2.
2. Okay, there you go. Then it come down 2 of them. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
They're stackable.
That's a little bit of a sacrifice, right?
Absolutely.
Bit,
But there's some value in a video there too. A table saw that I hold on to as sentimental or I'm gonna do something with. Maybe it's more valuable right now to the guy that has $20 in his pocket or $40 in his pocket, and I don't need that. There's also other items that can be broken down in certain ways. I have a treadmill here in the living room that's not going to be a treadmill anymore.
Number 5 is alive. Oh well.
Okay.
There it goes.
Because I'm taking the motor and the bearings and control board out of it, and it'll pack in a nice.
It's
small.
large. It can't come. It's
Right.
okay. Brian, why didn't my landlord like me? That's a
May
good
not be-
question. I don't know him personally, so I can't answer your first question.
Sure.
Really, I have opinions on that, but I'm not going to share them here.
Yeah. Here and there.
I really think it's business for them. It's not about like. Where's Brian at?
I'm not sure exactly.
Okay, where are you at,
I
Brian?
think U.S. I'm
Are
sure.
you a U.S.? I don't know. Yeah, he still has his fingers. He's a good carpenter, right? Yeah. All of them. Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm not cleared on the table saw. Right on.
No, not gonna be.
Yeah.
Actually,
I was in Minnesota.
a
Okay.
table saw is a great thing for a shop, but there are so many other ways, honestly,
I'm clear for the miter saw.
to use other tools in your shop based on the crafts you make. There's a lot of guys out there. There's a guy in the cutting board enthusiasts group on Facebook. He doesn't own a table saw.
Right. You don't need one necessarily for a lot
He
of
cuts
things.
his stuff on a bandsaw and uses a joiner, and then he has
Yeah.
good glue joints. So you really don't need a table saw in certain applications.
Did you just say that out loud? You really don't need.
I said you. It's our little audience. It's our little
Okay.
audience.
If you say so. All right. He needs some. Okay.
I need some.
Right on. Yeah. You know, James, I actually agree. I'd rather tell you, I have left my stuff behind. I'm gonna count here. Let's see.
Oof.
Once, twice, three
Three
times,
times a
four
lady.
times. I had at least half a dozen times in my lifetime. I mean, like 90% or more of my stuff. I'm not attached to it. You know, I mean, I have very few items that I keep because they're emotional attachment. You know, I belong to my grandmother. Yeah, that's kind of thing. You know, most stuff is just temporary.
Just stuff.
Really not. I can almost live as a minimalist, just like that. Really,
Sure.
truly. It's weird for me to have wall art hanging. I just don't think of that. But
To
here I
decorate.
am. But he made me make a I Heart Kevin sign.
I didn't make you make
It
it.
was your idea. And then I have this wall art that I did for the 4th of July, and I don't do stuff like that. So, you know, it's for sale, by the way.
Not the Kevin sign.
No, the 4th of July stuff. But
I bet there's other
Wow.
people that love Kevin too.
I like
but
the idea of shedding off the old.
Yeah.
You know, what do you really need? And that's what I'm about to do here, so.
it actually helped me pare down when I was really building the shop. I was using lumber that I brought over here to build the shop, really. I used lumber to make stuff to sell. But then while I was going through boxes, man, I kept paring down like, oh my gosh, why did I even pack this in a box to move it here? Right? So this move is actually going to be even more strategic. I've already started going through things, organizing tools. How many pliers do I need? You know, I've thrown things away.
Comes to that sometimes, you know what? Yeah.
But I do have a lot of sentimental stuff too. I have a tool chest downstairs that is a family heirloom with tools in it that.
Full of tools.
Ugh,
You know,
so, no, I'm not getting rid of that.
Right, you refurbed the
Stanley number
hand
32
planer
plane. Yeah.
that built your grandfather's house.
Yeah.
Which is very cool. So
Yeah,
when you open up
grandfather's
this
house.
planer, right, there's sawdust in there. It's like that was the last thing that thing did.
That carpenter built my grandfather's first home.
And then
in
gave him this thing, right?
And then gave him the tools after that. And that tool chest sat in my grandfather's
That's so
garage
cool.
until my uncle Brian had it. Gave it to me 2 years ago. So when I'm restoring this number 32 joiner's plane, I pull off the frog and there's sawdust down in there, shavings, and the carpenter's last house he built was my grandfather's.
Yep. So I really think that those little
So,
sawdust shavings that you now have
I
in
saved
your
'em.
thing, yeah,
You know.
are from his grandpa's house build, which is so cool. It really just is, yeah.
So, if there's a house on a lake up in Crystal Lake, Benzie County area, that'd be
Why,
awesome.
sweetie pie, what are you doing? Nora's sleeping on the floor over here. She's not about this
No,
anymore.
she's not about
Nope. Taking a nap.
We got how many more questions we got, baby?
I don't know. Let's see here.
Yes.
There you go. Think we have too many more questions.
All right.
So,
Oh, we're right at the time too.
yeah, we're
That's
about
sweet,
an hour,
man.
so.
Guys, we need your help.
We do.
So what we need you to do is watch these live streams,
Hang out with us.
Hang
Follow
out with
the
us.
story. Yeah.
follow the story, comment, like, share, subscribe, click the
that.
bell. The person that you're sitting next to right now, grab their phone,
Give me your phone.
do that. Turn your friends on at break time at your work and say, hey, do you know these guys?
Hope this works. Making sawdust.
That's what you can help us do, okay? Because our actionable steps are making content,
Making wood.
making wood. All of our items that are available for sale are on our Etsy store.
Almost all of them.
Almost. If you follow the Etsy store, the little button says follow. If you follow it, as soon as we put a new item on there, you'll be notified. That is a actionable step.
It's what we can do.
People have birthdays and Christmas and all sorts of stuff and weddings, so maybe one of our items can help you out too.
Yes,
Helps us
if
out.
our woodworking gets in front of more eyeballs,
Right,
then the person that's meant to have that will find it.
right.
Help us find them.
Now, certainly, we are not mass-produced woodworking. We're not an 8 to 5
No,
woodworking
okay.
shop. We cannot jam out 30 cutting boards in the next 6 weeks because we have to be able to pare down our stuff and maybe build a trailer and a lot of other things we have to do. If you guys have Facebook, friends have Facebook, make sure you come over to Hope This Works on Facebook, Making Sawdust on Facebook, and Kevin's Wood Creations on Facebook. Follow, please.
If you're
Share
there.
those pages, share those posts, share those videos, guys. And that is the way you guys can help. On the Making Sawdust channel, there is a little thanks button underneath all of the videos. It's a tiny little tip jar. I got one the other day from a friend in Australia, and it was the first one I ever received. It's like a little super chat
Oh,
for
yeah.
your video, which is really awesome, very generous. YouTube takes a little bit of that, but they always take a little bit, and that's okay. Guys, please pray for us.
That's important.
Okay? You guys helped us get here 2 years ago by praise.
Yes, with God, all things are possible.
We have a sticker on the truck. With God, all things are possible. So, we want to say thank you for joining us, guys, here at
Hope this works.
Hope This Works and Making Sawdust.
Narcake says,
Come here, Narcake.
Bye.
Come say goodbye.
come here, say goodbye. Come here. Oh, good girl.
It's,
You see the ducky?
yeah, go
There's
look at the
the
duck.
ducky.
Look at the duck.
And no duckies. Mwah.
Okay.
We love you guys. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us on the couch. Oh,
Keep hammering.
keep hammering. We are the channel all about inspiration, education, motivation, creating curiosity, and building relationships. Much love to you.
And we hope this works.
And we hope this works. You know.